Okay, welcome back everybody, and those of you that are watching over the internet, I think we've got about 160 people or so with us over the internet. We want to make sure that you understand the product, the 5 CDs, 5 DVDs, I think in the first one, six in each, I'm sorry, and then the software that's called Basic Sense, C-E-N-T-S, and you can order this directly on the Charis Bible College website. So it's charisbiblecollege.net, charisbiblecollege.org, excuse me, I should have let Ashley do this. And where do we go on the website to find it?
The store, it's right there.
Okay, just go, click on the store tab, it'll take you and you can order it directly from there, okay? Sorry?
There's deals if you buy more, if you buy 2 or 3 sets, there's good deals.
Okay, Ashley's saying that they've got some deals on there. If you buy more than one set, they're making some deals for that. So if you want to take advantage of that, do it. And we'll be doing part 2 out of these 2 days, and it'll be available shortly. Okay? All right. And the price is $75 for this, and part 2 will be $35. All right. Determine your fast track fund. Let me explain what we're going to do. We're going to get out of debt. Now, here's the first thing we have to understand. If you have credit card debt, you have cars, automobiles that you have a loan against, mortgage, student loans, whatever those kinds of debts are, as long as you make minimum payments on them, you're going to be in debt for the rest of your life and part of your kids' lives. There are some credit cards at certain interest rates that it's actually impossible to pay them off with a minimum payment. This is why the Congress about 3 or 4 years ago completely changed that, and now they've upped the minimum payments on the credit cards. Anybody notice it when it happened to you? They raised your minimum payment. Here's the reason, because basically the Congress thought it was deception. And it is, because really there was no way to pay it off. And that's the way the credit card companies want it. They want you having to pay for them the rest of your life. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have to get out of debt, we've got to go past the minimum payment point. And we do that with what we call the fast track fund. Fast track meaning fast track to debt elimination. So here's what we recommend. Now we've got an example household here. Example, $3,000 a month take-home income gives you a fast track fund of $300. 10%. Notice that the tithe is 10%. I recommend that you save 10%. And our fast track fund is 10%. Those are starting guidelines. So let's say, well, y'all just agree with me for the time being that we're going to do a 10% fast track fund. So if you're making $3,000 a month, your fast track fund becomes $300. Let's say you have a $990 balance on your Visa card. Your minimum payment is $30 a month, and you're going to pay $330 per month minimum. You add your fast track fund to your minimum payment. Everybody see that? I know what you're thinking. Where am I going to get the $300? Hang on, I'll show you. Quit going to Starbucks every day. That'll get you about $175 a month. Now Starbucks is coming after me, aren't they? I like Starbucks too, but good Lord. We call it $4. Everything you get there is at least $4, right? Your balance will be paid off in 3 months. Look at this, guys. You're staring at a $990 balance on a Visa card, and this interest rate, I think, was around 14%, this one I figured on. 14%. $30 a month, you pay the $330 on it, in 3 months it's paid off. If you pay the minimum payment according to the Visa card, this is real. This is a real Visa card with real interest rates that I looked at. It would take you 10 years to pay off that balance of $990. 10 years is a long time to pay $990 off. You don't even want, hey, do the calculation on how much money they get in that 10 years. Listen, you can buy a house at 4% for 30 years and you'll pay 2.5 times what it's worth. You buy a house for $100,000 and pay a 4% mortgage on it, you're going to pay $250,000 for that home before you get it paid off. Let me ask you a question. If you were out of debt and could pay $100,000 for a home, what could you do with that other $150,000? You could send somebody to college for sure. You can send somebody to Bible school. You can send a whole bunch of folks to Bible school. Right? So here's the way you do it. Here's our debt elimination system. Everybody look. Everybody watch. You pay only the minimum payment on all the other debts you have. Your fast track fund is applied only to your target debt. Now here's what your target debt is. You're going to arrange your debt. The software is going to help you do this. You're going to arrange your debts from the smallest to the greatest. Here's why I recommend you do that. Because if you pay off the smallest debt first, it gives you confidence. It gives you the ability to look at it and say, hey, success. I can do this. I paid off my Visa card. So you start the smallest and you go to the greatest. And so you apply your fast track fund just to the smallest debt, which is your first one. You pay minimum payments on all the rest. 3 months later, it's paid off. We go to the next one. We take the fast track fund and now apply it to that minimum payment, and we pay that debt off in 6 months. We take the fast track fund. See, every time you pay something off, the fast track fund gets bigger. You see why? Because you're taking the minimum payment that you just paid off on that debt and adding it to the fast track fund. And we're going to see this in a minute on the software. So once you do this, guys, you're going to be amazed when I get to the software and show you the real math of this. This is why I'm telling you can get out of debt in 5 to 7 years. And you can be in debt. You can be in bad debt and get out of it. Focusing on your smallest debt first and paying it off quickly will give you confidence and the added motivation of succeeding. When you've paid off your first debt, then you take your fast track fund and add the minimum payment of the next target debt on your list and begin paying it off. You continue this process until all your debts are paid. Now that's pretty simple, isn't it? It's pretty simple to understand. It's simpler to do. Once you've done that, here's what we're going to do. Once we're out of debt, I know I'm accelerating forward. We're going to start the software here just in a minute. Once you've done all that, then here's what I recommend you do. You establish an emergency fund. Emergency fund is 6 months of your expenses. 6 months of your expenses out of debt. See, if you do this today and you're in debt, you're going to have a lot more money in your emergency fund. But once you're out of debt, it reduces that. This example of household we used, 6 months of their expenses was $12,680. You apply, look at the fast track fund. How many of you remember we started at $330 with a fast track fund on the first debt? Once you paid everything off, you got $2,407 available. You've been using this money to pay off debts. You say, oh, all of a sudden, now I've got $2,400. I can do what I want to. Still your turn. Wrong. You take that money and you apply it to an emergency fund. It'll take you 5 months to set aside $12,680. Don't tell me you can't do it. Yes, you can. You have to apply what you know. So now you're sitting here out of debt. You got $12,600. What's this emergency fund for? The washing machine goes out. You don't have to put it on a credit card. You need to do maintenance on the automobile. You don't have to put it on a credit card. Instead of, you go to the restaurant, instead of putting it on your MasterCard, put it on your debit card. Why? Because the money's there to do it. Listen, guys, stop paying interest. You got a whole lot more money to work with. A whole lot more money to work with. All right. The money management software is called Basic Sense. Y'all give me just a moment to bring it up, and we'll be on our way. This software that I'm about to show you, we programmed this with my IT department at Global. And the guy who runs that part of our company, Scott Kostelecki, has been with me for 17 years. And he's probably the greatest computer genius I've ever run across. And there's a few of them out there. This guy can do it. He's built a computer system, network system for Global that's second to none. This guy here, let me tell you what I like about Scott. I go to Scott and say, he knows I'm not a computer expert. I'm about past turning one on, I'm a little lost. But you know what? I can go to him and say, Scott, I want this kind of information. Can you get it for me? I can do it. I love guys who tell me they can do it. I just love it. Well, I went to him and I said, I want a piece of money management software, and I want it to be simple. I want it to be functional. I want it money management software for dummies because I are one. I want to be able to do this. I want it simple. So they went and see this first open screen? They did this for me. And you see the big yellow arrow? He comes into me. He's doing the design documents for the software. He comes in with the design documents and I start reading them. And I'm here, but there's no yellow arrow at this time. And I'm saying, Scott, it's not simple enough. I don't know where to start. Isn't he cute? Start here. Now, one of the incredible things about this software is the help desk information that's written for it. Now, let me show you something. When you get your software, you get it installed, and by the way, if you have any problems, because there's a lot of machines out there, you call the technical 800 number, technical support 800 number on the software, and Scott may even answer, but one of his people will answer, and they will solve your problem. If they don't solve your problem, write me a nasty email. Well, don't make it nasty. Okay? They will solve the problem. Now, one of the things I wanted you to see before we ever get started, see this help up here? And this help exists on every page of this software, every screen. You hit this, it says, welcome to Basic Money Management. You've seen this in software, but here's what's great about this. This gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do everything in this software. We have tested this. We've had people use it. We've had, young people, old people, middle-aged people. I've sold, I don't remember now, thousands of these in Britain. I mean, we've used this thing all over the world, and people love it because it's easy to use. See, you got big yellow arrows that say start here. That helps me out. I told him, so you may think he thought he was being cute and funny, and I just laugh at him. I said, leave it in there. It's good. So the clear path to your financial freedom starts right here, and it starts telling you exactly how to do this. Now, I'm going to walk through how you start this. All right here, you see this create profile? When you get yours, you're going to push this button right here to create your own profile. Do not do anything else until you create your profile. The software is no good without your profile in it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So then what we do is, can you imagine I've already got one done? Just so I could show you. This is the Prosper family that we're looking at here. Okay? Notice over here on the right, it says weekly wisdom. I wrote some stuff for every week. And somebody said you do this daily. Well, I was too lazy to do it daily, so I want to do it weekly. That's 52 things. But here's what I thought. You see this every day, it gets in you. Okay? You see it one day and you forget about it and go on to the next one. But what this does is this gives you wisdom and information about financial freedom over here, and it just scrolls the whole time you're using the software. So you can sit there and read it. Now, let's go on to the Prosper family. You hit go. Once you got your profile loaded, and it opens up to the My Spending page. Now, let me show you something here. Get it all set up. Here's your little help button right up here, so you can always get to it. It's not showing on that screen, but it's up in the right-hand corner. I may have just popped it out. There, see the help? There's where it's at. If you don't know what to do on the page, pull down the help. It tells you exactly what to do on that page. But now, here's where you start. Look at these panels on the left. My Spending, Spend Tracker, Check Register, Debt Tracker, Debt Eliminator, Update Profile, More Tools. See those? Real big, real bold. For us older folks, eyes aren't so good. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Update Profile. You're going to pull that panel up. Now, if you'll look under Welcome to Basic Sense, and I know you guys over the internet can't read this small print, but trust me, when you get your software, it'll be very simple to see this and very simple to do it. Now, this panel right here, this little paragraph, tells you what you're going to do on this part of the software. This one says the first step to financial freedom is to develop a plan. This profile wizard will help you do just that. Starting by entering what you're currently spending in each category, be sure to enter all of your expenditures only once. Then look at how your spending compares against the suggested percentages in My Spending. Click Update Profile to adjust your spending and develop a zero-based plan that is flexible and realistic for your family. We're going to talk about that. So it tells you exactly what to do. But now look at this. If I go over here to these arrows, I pull this arrow down, here's all the categories that are in the profile. So let's go to Setup. You can also get to it by hitting these tabs up here. So the first tab here says Personal Data. And this is where your name, your birth date, your address, 222 Debt-Free Lane, Financial Freedom, Colorado, 80897. You're going to retire. This says 65 years old. All that information needs to be put in there. You say, well, I don't know. Put something in there.